Hi, if you clicked on this video, you're probably wondering, what the heck is a Bravo pH study? Well, stay tuned on this video and I will explain to you my entire Bravo study experience as of now. So, what is a Bravo study? Well, it's a study that tests your pH levels at the bottom of your esophagus. Your doctor will go in and kind of place like a capsule at the bottom of your esophagus, and that capsule is actually linked to, if I could get it out of my pocket, this monitor. This thing is kind of going to be your buddy for the next week. Well, mine is going to be for a week, but some people do it for 48 hours. It just kind of depends on what your doctor prescribes for you. So I have a serious case of acid reflux and I've been struggling with it since I was 10 years old. Nobody really knew what was going on with me because I was just a kid, and I had no signs of being overweight. I had no signs of, any kind of other deficiency that may be linked with acid reflux. I mean, a little brief, when I was 10 years old, I got a stomach virus. And it seemed to have triggered something, like maybe I always had acid reflux or I've always had some kind of dysfunction, but this virus totally just kind of started it up, and it just got really bad. I went to a gastroenterologist. He put me on, I think it was just an H2 blocker like Zantac to begin with, to see if that worked. But it didn't really work. I was still getting pretty bad symptoms of heartburn and regurgitation and all of that kind of stuff. So then they put me on a PPI soon after that. And I've been on PPIs since I was 10 years old, and I am 22 right now. It's really tough because I really want to be off of PPIs, which I actually, for this test, I am, and I'm going to tell you that in a second. PPIs are not good. For one thing, they're really just a band-aid medication. It's not really solving anything, it's just eliminating the amount of acid in your system. What we really want to solve is the dysfunction of the actual muscle at the bottom of your stomach that is relaxing when it shouldn't be and allowing a backflow of reflux or acid all the way up to your throat where you can taste it, like me. Or maybe you just get chest pain. I know that everyone's symptoms are different. My symptoms, I get nauseous. I unfortunately have a lot of regurgitation. Don't really necessarily have a lot of chest pain. It just seems to just come all the way back up here, and I actually feel it right now, so I'm gonna press the button real quick. Alright. Okay, so why would your doctor prescribe you a Bravo pH test? Well, maybe every other test that you've tried, like a barium swallow, or if you've already had an endoscopy and you haven't really gotten anything out of it, your doctor might prescribe you a Bravo test. What happens is every time you feel like you have a symptom, you are going to press on one of these buttons. You have a meal button, which you would press once when you begin a meal, and then once again after you finish the meal. And then you have these symptom buttons where they could be different based on your condition, but the triangle is for chest pain, the circle is for regurgitation, and the square is for heartburn. These you would only press once as you get your symptoms. It wouldn't be like, oh, I'm going to press it when it starts and I'm going to press it when it ends. No, you want to press it just once when you feel the symptom. And then we have the lay down or sleep button. You would press this once you start laying down, and then when you're done laying down, you would press it again. Now, when you press the button, the green light will blink, and it will tell you that you are in the process of eating a meal, or you are in the process of sleeping or laying down, and that you have to press it again for it to end the session or event, as they call it. I'm on day 2 right now of doing this test. I was really anxious about doing it because I didn't know what to expect, but if you've ever gotten an endoscopy before, it's pretty much that same process, except they will place that capsule at the bottom of your esophagus. You will go under anesthesia. You cannot do this when you're awake. Someone has to drive you home from the procedure because you will be all loopy. Trust me, because I was walking around the grocery store right after because I was hungry with my mom, and I was walking around with my hospital bracelet still on. I still had my cotton swab where they had the Band-Aid from my IV, and I had this thing attached to my belt. And I was walking around like all kind of dazed and confused. Like, I thought it was pretty funny because I didn't really know what I looked like, but my mom's like, people like were staring at you. So after I got the Bravo probe placed in my stomach, my doctor said that I was able to return to a normal diet. He also said that for the first day you might be a little sensitive in your stomach, so you probably don't want to eat too heavy on the first day because you want to see how you're reacting to the procedure itself. And after being on anesthesia, some people react different to anesthesia, so you just want to check with your doctor and see how soon you can eat regular meals. But I was able to go home and eat 2 Eggo waffles and a banana, so. And then later on that day I had a sandwich. The only feelings that I had after getting the Bravo probe placed, and I'm actually having it right now, but I feel like I have something stuck in my throat that I can't get up, or it might feel like a little bit like there's a chunk of food somewhere. And I'm not sure if that's the probe itself or if that's just my reflux, because I do tend to get some kind of, you know, chunkage going on when I have my reflux episode. But for the most part, it's just like a normal endoscopy. If you've never had an endoscopy before, they're honestly not that bad. Colonoscopy is way worse because you have to prep for it and pretty much like shit your brains out the entire time leading up to your procedure. I've done it before. It's not fun, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Hopefully you can stray away from doing that one. But I will say that my throat was a little sore after the procedure. It still is slightly sore. It's not as bad as it was yesterday. So in the events leading up to the procedure, you cannot take PPIs for 7 days prior to the date that you will get it placed. This is because they want the data to be as accurate as possible. I know this is like taboo for anyone who's had reflux and has been on PPIs for a long period of time. For me, it was 12 years. And I had stopped taking my PPIs kind of cold turkey to prepare for this test, and I was really anxious about it. I didn't know how it was all gonna pan out. I know that every time I miss a dose that I get really, really bad heartburn, and it's more acidic, and I can feel it kind of eroding my esophagus, and it's not fun. So I was really not excited that I had to stop my PPIs, but I will tell you that you are allowed to take antacids, I think at least 24 hours before your exam. I believe you're allowed to take H2 blockers 3 days prior to your exam. That's what I did, and I didn't really seem to have any problems. But it's best to check with your doctor and see what they say, because everybody is different, and every practice is different too. So you want to make sure that you're abiding to their rules. But yeah, so it is day 2. It's kind of annoying, I will say that, because this thing kind of makes you feel like you're under house arrest. I could have this like this far away from me, and if it stays that way and it's not on a stable surface, then the thing will start beeping. And when it starts beeping, that means that it's out of range. And when it's out of range, you have to kind of put it close to your chest and hold it there until it stops beeping. And then a number will pop up on your screen, and it'll tell you that your system is back in range, I guess. It is kind of annoying because especially when you want to take a shower, and if you don't have like a stand right next to your shower, then it could be kind of tricky. They're not waterproof. You don't want to shower with these things. But you'll figure out a way. You could always just like get a hanger and hang it on the shower curtain pole or wherever your shower door is, and because it's got this nifty little strap here for you to experiment with fashion. So as far as the embarrassment to wear it, I don't really have that big of a problem. It is it is rather small. It kind of just goes on your belt, and you can always just pull your shirt over it and nobody will really see it. I mean, they will see that there's like some kind of weird bulge on your belt loop under your shirt and be like, what's going on? You got something to tell us? I mean, just explain to people if they ask you, hey, what's going on? Like, what is that thing? Just explain to them, hey, I have acid reflux. It's just testing for my acid level. Honestly, it's not the worst. It's not really that heavy. I would say it's like less than a pound. You can either wear it with the strap around your neck like this, or you can wear it kind of like cross-bodied, if you will. But the only thing with me is like the strap is kind of noticeable. Sometimes I feel like I'm wearing like a Polaroid camera over my neck. Which is pretty interesting. Oh, it just fell out of the case. That's really weird. Oh my god, I took it out of the case! I did not even know that. I just learned something new today. Oh, and there's the charging port. Interesting. Alright, I'm gonna put that back in there. You can always take these straps off. There's like this little Velcro thing. I'm just a little sketched out about taking the straps off. But I guess now that this thing comes out, I could easily take it off, and yeah, that's fine. You could take the straps off. Never mind, I'm just paranoid. You can take the straps off and just use it with the belt clips so that you don't have any extra, like, noticeable, like, articles of clothing that you never had before. Or you could just simply rock it and own up to the fact that you have this condition that you're trying to solve the problem for, and I'm sure people will understand. If not, whatever. They suck. One thing I will tell you, a piece of advice, is eat whatever you want. This is your time to shine. Eat that burger, eat those tacos, eat that spicy food, drink the alcohol. I mean, maybe be careful with the alcohol, but definitely eat fatty and fried foods and spicy things and chocolate and anything that triggers your symptoms. It'll give your doctors more data to go off of and to actually prove that you have symptoms, especially when you eat these foods. I don't know, this thing could be really helpful. I just wanted to make this video because I know that personally I like seeing other people's reactions on certain tests that I'm unaware of. I know that when I called the doctor, they didn't really give me the best explanation of how the test was gonna pan out, and I didn't really know what to expect. So I was looking on YouTube for any kind of video that could help me or just like show me how it's gonna be like and prepare me for any kind of situation that I might have with this thing. So yeah, I mean, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below and ask me. I will probably, maybe not, post an update on the Bravo study and the results of it. So I think that's it for this video. If you liked it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, I guess, if you want more content about acid reflux. I think that's kind of the stuff that I'm gonna start talking about because it does make me so angry that I've been dealing with this for so long, and there's probably so many people out there with the same thing that I have. So might as well use social media to its advantage and spread the word about things that I'm going through. Hopefully these experiences that I'm sharing with you can help you along your journey to becoming acid reflux free. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.